Hi, I'm Maribeth Quinn, a mixed media collage artist. And you know, the longer that I paint, the more I'm concerned with how much I'm using, how much I'm wasting, and how I'm disposing of my waste. I want to be kind to my household, and for certain, I want to be kind to the world at large. Recently, in one of my live Q&As, we had a question come up where somebody said, how do I best dispose of my paint water? So we went on an exploration and found several different ways that artists do this, and I liked one the best. I thought today I would try it for the first time with the camera on so I could show you. So I hope you enjoy this, and let's see how this works. So when I have old paint water, I keep a really big, like 5-gallon bucket in the garage near my studio, and I just pour my dirty paint water in. So over time, you get a lot of this dirty paint water. There's a lot of sediment in there that's just floating around in the water, and finding out how you can separate the water from the sediment so you can safely throw away the paint and then just dump the water out is a big deal. So one of the ways that we found in our exploration of this subject was treating it with hydrated lime and aluminum sulfate. This is a 5-gallon bucket, and I'm guessing I have about 3 gallons that I need to treat here. So I looked online and it said to add about 1.5 tablespoons of the lime and 2 tablespoons of the aluminum sulfate. So I'm going to start with the 1.5 tablespoons of the hydrated lime. It's a really thick powder. So there's the one. I'll just dump it into the water, and I'll get another 1/2 tablespoon. Now the aluminum sulfate is actually more of a granular consistency, and I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of that. So now I'm just gonna take my really long ruler and give it a nice stir. And then we're gonna let that sit for a while. So I was just gonna show you the water just used to be opaque and just that gray color, and now I'm seeing things beginning to coagulate and group together with the hydrated lime and the aluminum sulfate. I have left this sitting all day. Didn't take all day, but I just didn't want to babysit it. But as you can see, that water now is clear, and you can see the sediment in the bottom. And so now I can just dump off that water and let the sediment dry out. So I still have a little bit of water left in here. The sediment in the bottom got a little stirred up. I'm just gonna let it settle again and then pour the rest of it out. As you can see here, I'm still filtering out the last little bit of the water that just has sediment in it, but a lot of this has just coagulated on the bottom. And I'm not sure if this is the best way to do it, but I'm just gonna scrape it out and put it in something so it can dry, and then I can throw it away. So for that last sediment in the bottom that you really can't scoop out the water without the sediment being included in it, I just have taken a little colander. I'm just going to use 2, well actually it's the equivalent of 1 paper towel, and I'm going to line that little colander with that, and I'm going to pour the last of that sediment into it. I'm just going to let it drain. I don't even have to tend to it. That water will drain out and the sediment will be caught in the paper towel, and then I can just throw all of it away. That sediment is draining off, and as you can see, there's dried sediment in the bottom of this bucket, but the water ran off completely clear from this sediment. The one thing that I have added to my system since I made this video is that once I have done the initial separation of the sediment from the water, when I dump off that water for the very first time, I will take it out and I will filter it off just to get those last remaining things floating on the top out of the water before I pour it down the drain or outside. Well, there you go. So I hope that if you're like I was, if you don't presently have a really good system for getting rid of your dirty paint water, I hope that you feel like you have a resource now to start doing that, because it's definitely not good for our drains to pour dirty paint water down, and it's definitely not good for the environment. So this is a really viable option. I liked it a lot, but it's not the only one. So if you're presently looking for a system and you want to look around, just do a YouTube search, and I know that you will find several to choose from. I hope you liked this video and that you got a little bit from it. Happy painting! As always, it's so good to be with you, and thank you for spending your precious time with me.